Oh, it's time for class.
Class is in session!
Roll call! Bueller.
I'm gonna be late for class.
Bueller.
Am I hallucinating here? Just what in the hell do you think you're doing?
Late for shows.
You are mine now. You belong to me.
Did you study for the test?
No more complaining. No more Mr. Kimble to go to the bathroom. Nothing. There is no bathroom.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Middle Class Film Class Movie Review Edition. I'm your host for today, Joseph.
I'm Peter.
And I'm Tyler.
And this week, the Wheel of Destiny landed on my pick, The Hunt 2020. 2020, not to be confused with 2012's The Hunt, starring Mads Mikkelsen, and tackles a much more serious topic, I think. Very different tone.
Yeah.
Possibly.
A more real topic.
Yeah.
The Mads version.
A little darker. The last movie that we all saw together for the last time in 2020 before the pandemic went full force.
Physically, I was there.
Yes, we have an interesting history with this movie. We've reviewed it before on a field trip episode.
Yeah.
It was like a less than an hour, I think, conversation.
Yeah, it was quick. Because only two of us had anything to say about the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can go back and listen to that episode if you want from 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago almost. And you can get some context. But I wanted to revisit. We revisited You're Next as like an anniversary thing. And I wanted to rewatch The Hunt because I've only seen it the one time, which was in theaters. And this is me and Pete's second time watching it.
It's my third. It's my third.
Yeah, we both seen it before.
Can I ask Tyler what was wrong with you that day? You seemed like you were drunk or stoned.
I was very affected.
All of the above.
I was very affected.
Why?
I don't know
Why?
I think I
was like-
thought it would be.
Why would you?
It was like a middle of the day screening.
Yeah. Why would you?
It was.
Why would you partake and then go watch a movie?
Well, I didn't realize I was going to be that affected. I thought it was going to be just like an even flow, like Eddie Vedder says.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even flow, but it went even. And
Very
I
good.
promptly made an ass of myself, and I apologize, like I did those many years ago.
All is forgiven now. All is forgiven.
Yeah, it was an interesting time watching the movie with you because you saw the beginning of it
Yeah,
and the end of it,
I was present for the beginning,
and then you started shouting.
and then
Literally shouting at the screen.
Yeah,
and
it
then
was-
Pete
MAGAs, Proud Boys, what have you.
and Pete looks over at me. He's like, "Tyler, shut the fuck up!" And I was just like, oh.
It's like I'm gonna call the manager on you myself.
It was a very embarrassing moment.
it wasn't a packed screening, but
No.
there
No,
was
it wasn't.
there was some other people.
There were some jeers.
Yeah.
There were some glares. I like that word, jeer.
Jeer.
It's a good word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here we are again, re-reviewing it in a sense. It's election year again.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, what a coincidence.
Initially, this movie wasn't going to get released, but then it was. I don't know.
Yeah, it was
Lots of pushback.
It was because of the El Paso shooting.
Yeah, there were two shootings.
There was. They didn't want to put a movie out that had this much violence, I guess, in the climate of real life violence.
Yeah, wasn't it in it got released in an election?
Yeah,
year
in
too,
2020.
so,
In which the table turned back over.
Yeah. But we saw it in February?
No,
it was March.
It was in March.
Yeah,
Yeah,
March. Yeah, you're right. It was because it says March.
It was like literally like the week of or the week before.
It was the week
lockdown.
before. Yeah.
So yeah, that's like that's the what do they call it? Core memory.
Yeah.
That's a core memory I have is watching. This is the last movie we saw before pandemic, and then I don't know when the next time I saw a movie in theaters was.
Biden had just been sworn in.
The first movie I saw back in theaters was Werewolves Within. That was the first movie I saw in theaters.
Mine was Escape Room 2 Tournament of Champions.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Shit, I can't even remember. I think it might have been Jackass 4.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I remember for you.
Thanks.
You remember Jackass for him. So yeah, we're gonna talk about it again. maybe a little bit more in depth. Maybe we have some different opinions on it. But yeah, let's get into it. The hunt is about 12 strangers who wake up in the middle of a field and who are gagged, and they don't know why they're there, how they got there, or why they've been chosen to be there. But they pretty much right from the get-go, they start being picked off one by one, and it does not shy away from who they take out in the first in the very beginning, because there's some names in this movie. This stars Betty Gilpin, Hilary Swank, Ike Barinholtz, Wayne Duvall, who was the racist KKK leader in Oh Brother Where Art Thou. He played Don. Ethan Suplee, Emma Roberts, Christopher Barry, Sturgill Simpson, and
oh yeah, that is Sturgill Simpson.
And Glenn Howerton. I forgot he was in this.
I forgot. Yeah.
But yeah, when you see those faces, you're like, okay, we're gonna follow these people.
Emma Roberts, yeah.
And then it's like, nope.
No, not at all.
And this is a very dark and violent comedy for sure. It pulls no punches, I don't think, in the violence. There's a lot of blood and exploding bodies and stuff. And we end up following Betty Gilpin's character, and we uncover that they're actually the common denominator among them is that they're Republican, but they all also, in a reveal later in the movie, which we'll get into, in regards to like a group chat that got leaked, they spread misinformation.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of there's very tongue-in-cheek jokes in here, and I feel like they're making fun of both sides of this thing.
Neither side comes out looking great.
No.
The only person that does is Betty Gilpin, and she remains unaffiliated.
Yeah, she's an unregistered voter.
Unregistered or undecided?
Yeah. But yeah, so let's get into some initial thoughts on this viewing, Pete.
First of all, you just blew my mind telling me that Wayne Duvall, who played the kind of white-haired, goateed guy, was Homer Stokes in Oh Brother Where Art Thou.
Yep.
Motherfucker. I had no idea.
In the movie, when we watched it the first time, I was like, that guy, when he yells, it sounds familiar.
Yeah. I think, I belong to a certain secret organization I don't think I need to say the name of.
Yeah.
So that was, when I saw it in theaters, the only thing I really knew was that's a political movie. It's politically charged. And that people are upset about it on both sides of the spectrum. It was pushed back a number of times, and I heard that it was coming out, and I'm like, oh, interesting. This kind of like cursed movie.
Yeah.
And I didn't know who Betty Gilpin was. I'd seen some of the names, and I'm like, oh yeah, I like Ike Barinholtz. I like Emma Roberts. I like Hilary Swank. And so I really didn't know much about it, and I know that Donald Trump had said that the movie was deplorable, and it was like not specifically deplorable, but he basically said that this is not a good movie. It's bad, it's dangerous, or whatever.
Never seen it before, and it's like it's a bad movie.
Correct, and that's the legacy of the movie afterwards, is that they retooled the marketing for the movie after it was pushed back, and they used the poster that we had on the live stream thumbnail. It's the pig, it's Orwell, and then it's all of the quotes: demented and evil, dangerous, a sick, twisted murder fantasy, a gory battle royale, designed to stoke division in the country, not appropriate, shows Hollywood for what it really is. Those are all the pull quotes from actual publications that were basically giving a review of this movie before it was released.
Wow.
Before screeners were available, before any of it. And the trailer that we just played at the beginning of this episode said, decide for yourself, which is like, that's half of the fucking theme of the movie.
Yeah.
Is people making broad assumptions about certain things based off of like a single line of social media.
Yeah.
How many times have you seen somebody share a post, an article on Facebook or something,
God.
and it's just the headline is this salacious thing, and then you actually read into it, and you're like, oh, it actually doesn't mean that, and then you kind of comment on it, and they're like, don't fact check my post.
Yeah.
And don't be
I
on
was
my
told we
post.
weren't going to be fact checked.
Yeah. or oh, are you on their side? It's like, I'm just on the side of truth. And you're the one that posted the thing, and you then also didn't read the article. It's like this headline, it got me to share this thing, and now it's like this anger machine. And that's literally like what the movie is about. And the other thing that I think is brilliant about this is it takes something as ridiculous as, they call it Manorgate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like Pizzagate.
Water.
Are you guys familiar with Pizzagate?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the pizza shop in Indiana.
Yeah, or I think it was,
No, it was in DC.
Yeah,
Was
it's
it DC? That was Indiana.
And it's supposedly it's like, a sex trafficking ring, and the Democrats elites are in there, and they're drinking the blood of the,
Children.
infants and stuff like that, as like satanic worshipers and stuff. And you're like, it's so far-fetched. It's so wild and crazy that, it's got to be true. It's just got to be. It's got to be. Who could make that shit up? And it's like almost like the more far-fetched it is, the more people seem to believe it for some reason.
Yeah.
And I always, there's a thought in, human psychology of like, if you're being accused of something, why not just do it? Like, you get cheated, you're accused, your significant other accuses you of cheating over and over and over again. You're like, well, shit, why don't I just cheat on him anyway? So I'm going to get accused for it. Why not do it? I've heard that argument before from people. It's
strange argument.
I know, stupid. It's dumb. But I've heard the argument before. And this movie takes that into basically that. It's like we
To the
already
extreme.
we already are being accused of hunting down Republicans and killing them.
Let's just do it.
And we already lost everything. We lost our jobs, which is like, that's not everything. But we lost our jobs, and now fuck it, let's just do it.
Still billionaires.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like there's so many interesting concepts at play here that the movie itself, I would respect it just because it took those interesting swings with the way the story plays out and the brass tacks of like the ground floor of what the story is. I thought was really interesting. But then on top of it, it built this really fun, entertaining, engaging movie with characters that you like and then characters that you like to hate. And it's evenly painted on both sides of the spectrum. You got the people who are the Democrat elite who are doing the hunting, and some of them are a little bit more likable, like Macon Blair's character. And then you have the people like Glenn Howerton, who's clearly a total prick, and all these people. And then it just makes fun of how like careful they are about the things that they say. And it's like, it's like, hey, you can't say that, you
just hate guys.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I gendered it. And you're like, oh God, it's so eye rolling. And then it's like,
that's appropriation.
yeah, I consider myself pretty progressive, and I know you guys are too.
We're not Tyler.
Yeah. You guys should hear the pre-show. Oh, that's a Jew. And it's like, I feel like we're careful enough to say the right things and not be offensive to the people who, are, punching down, that sort of a thing.
Yeah.
But at some points, like, we all know the people who are just like exactly like that. It's like, hey guys, you just assume my gender?
Over the top.
Okay, just shut the fuck up.
Like they they latch onto certain colloquial things.
Yeah, it's like rage baiting for the sake of rage.
Where it's like, it was a mistake. No, you meant that maliciously.
You meant that. So we all know those people, and the people who are supposed to be these villains, not only are they stupid for what they're doing, but they're also fucking annoying with that shit. So it's like, if in the context of the movie, if the people being hunted are the bad guys and they deserve it, but the guys that are hunting them are the heroes, if according to the political right, this movie is crooked because of that or whatever. It's like, then why make them look like fucking losers and idiots?
Yeah.
Because they are.
Yeah.
And they're stupid.
They are.
And then it focuses on the real life and the conversations and like the far extremist podcasts of these guys on the other side. And like, I can't remember what the girl's name was. She's wearing the sweatsuit and falls into the spike pit at the beginning.
Yeah.
Dead Sexy. Her name's Dead Sexy.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I'm Dead Sexy. And I got a YouTube channel. And you're like, she's annoying as fuck too. So it's like everybody on the spectrum. Like, where's my? I have a quote for this.
None of the people in this movie are good people,
except for Betty Gilpin.
Yeah,
and she is.
Well, she's neutral, right? She's just surviving.
She's just surviving, and she honestly dishes it out pretty evenly to everybody on both sides. Fucks up everybody she comes into contact with who deserves it. and has no hesitation when like she's about to kill the girl,
Yeah.
and he's like, "What, you gonna shoot her? 'Cause she's a woman."
Oh, that.
And then she asks her, "Do you want special favoritism just because of your gender?" She goes, "No, I don't."
Yep.
Perfect. It's so well written in that regard. So
Yeah.
I loved it in the theaters. I thought it was great. I've watched it at home once with Brianna since then, and then just now for the show. Loved it every time. Entertaining as all get out, super fun, evenly painted. The ridiculousness of the political world and like us social media engagers getting sucked into that.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting modern type of storytelling. So I really dig it.
So you liked it.
It's all right. Cool. C minus.
All right. Now to what I've been waiting for.
Tyler's full review.
Tyler's full conscious thoughts.
Yes, I was lucid during this movie.
Wonderful.
No.
Because before you give your review, because when we reviewed the first time
Yeah.
for the show, you were on the show with us talking about it.
Yeah.
But
I
you
can
were
recall that.
But you were
affected.
you were talking about it as if you had watched the whole thing and you did, and you didn't like it.
Right.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So-
I didn't go back and re-listen.
Yeah.
I don't want to listen to that.
So now
dark
I'm
time.
curious what your true thoughts are.
Okay.
So, continue.
Yeah, I did not like it. I think you had some very insightful thoughts on it, Pete, as you were waxing on about it. But for me, I think it felt over politicized in a way where it takes away from the core concept of what the movie is about, and that is man hunting man. I really like that story concept of rich elites kidnapping a group of people and then sending them out in the forest, and then it's survival mode. I like that simple kind of storytelling. Now, there can be of course there needs to be twists and turns to keep the audience engaged, but I think using the political spectrum was really cheap, all things considered, with our political climate at the time. And I'm not saying they did the movie probably took a year or two. But it was a very intense political environment at the time, so they knew what they were doing.
It's always a tense political climate. It always is.
They had from 2016 to 2020 to come up with the idea and then film it and obviously release it.
I think it was just a cheap way out of storytelling. I thought that the main character, the girl, just so the only scene I liked is what you mentioned, Pete, was do you want me to grant you special acts, or do you the line is, do you want me to grant you mercy because you're a girl? And she said no, and then just bang.
Yeah.
I love that nonchalant shooting of people. And so I thought that the performances were okay. I mean, it's just the whole subject matter of it all that really just took me out of the movie. It's pretty average with its action. There wasn't anything really surprising or creative. I think the girl who falls into the spike pit.
I was gonna say that wasn't good.
That was fun. I liked how
It's my
it kept-
birthday tomorrow. I'm gonna eat a whole pie.
Yeah. And then when she gets exploded, and then
half a body.
she falls back into the pit.
Yeah.
And I liked how they subverted your expectations with who is going to be the main character throughout the whole first 15 minutes of the movie. That was fun. I was really rooting for Ike Barinholtz, but no dice.
You didn't think that the fun weaponry kills and stuff was good?
He killed a random person with a crossbow just to test out the crossbow.
What is that from?
Yeah, what is that from? I can't remember.
It was
Hey, Dan, what's up with that crossbow?
it was it was some, I don't know, it was one of Tyler's streaming picks
Oh, really?
talking about a killer that was really nonchalant about this killing. He
yeah.
just killed it at will. Continue.
So-
Barinholtz gone.
Yeah, so I like the subversion of expectations of who was going to be the main person. And then once we find out what was the girl's name? Crystal.
Crystal,
yeah.
Once we find out that Crystal is going to be the one that we're going to be following through the whole movie, they go and she goes and hops on that train. That's where like it started to pique my interest because they started shying away from the political stuff, and then it just started becoming like a cat and mouse game essentially. Like
But why do you think that's cheap? Like, isn't that a valid thing if like political divisiveness is like in our society today?
I think it's cheap because it's so superficial. In this film, it's so superficial, and there's no. I didn't look more into it like you did. I can see your point though.
Just curious. I mean, your opinion is just as valid.
No, I know. I
know a lot of people feel like you.
I know. I'm just saying, and I'm not saying because like, oh, everything doesn't have to be political. It's just the way that it was presented was so just surface level. I think that your points are very valid too, but it goes.
Thank you.
It would go over a lot of people's head. They would not look into this movie as deeply as you did, and so for myself, I didn't really look into it that deeply either.
You just thought it was.
I just thought it was just kind of like a
rage bait.
Yeah, rage bait. But then again, maybe I fell into that category of seeing the title of an article and be like, "Don't fact check me." Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, you do never read the article before you come to the show.
That's not true.
It's usually just the headline.
What is this?
There was times where I did laugh. I wouldn't say. I mean, I won't watch the movie again, but I'm not gonna outright say like I had a bad time watching it. It just was kind of like eye rolling, and I wasn't like sitting there thinking, when is this movie going to be over? It's a really easy watch, but I wish there was a little bit more creativity going into it. But it was a competent movie.
Okay,
just not my cup of tea.
Fair,
interesting. You didn't like how they portrayed Republicans as the victims.
Yeah, I mean,
I was like these used to be the heroes.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, it's interesting because you said, since you're done with your thoughts, you said that the most dangerous game concept is something you really like. You've said that in the show on the show in the past a few times.
Correct.
And you like, I can't remember what movie it was somewhat recently that you said, I wish they would have focused more on the hunting human aspect. Because I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
But in almost every other aspect of the hunting humans genre, it's usually rich, coded Republican. Not outright. It's not usually political movies, but they're like,
it's more of like a classism sort
rich
of thing.
Rich evil assholes.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. It's. I just think it's funny how the left kind of gets coded as the rich coastal elites.
Yeah.
But the right wants more of their billionaire friends to get tax breaks.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It's like those guys are billionaires too.
Yeah.
And they're worse to you.
It's billionaires from ceiling to floor.
Yeah, it's billionaires all the way down.
But they want gay marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
if you don't like that, just say you don't like it.
Yeah.
You don't have to code it.
I don't mind the classism of like the most dangerous game.
So classist, okay, but
like when
political, no.
Political, I just think that's just a little cheap.
I think that the political part of the movie is more played for the comedy part.
I agree.
Because they're tackling I'm gonna just cut to me. Yeah. Because they're tackling the tropes, right? Of
the deplorables
of each side, right? You have Ethan Suplee, who's the right wing podcaster. You have the Dead Sexy, who's the YouTuber. You have the gun owners. You have like the
guy from Florida,
Homer Stokes. Yeah, the guy from Florida.
I was in Orlando at a nightclub, and then I woke up here.
Yeah.
Like, he looks like he's from Orlando.
You have like the younger, looks like he was in the Marines, like a big game hunter guy. And then you have Emma Roberts, like the Gen Z.
She's like the trad wife Gen Zer.
Yeah. Gen Z Republicans. And then obviously the liberals are obviously all rich.
Yeah.
And they tackle those tropes pretty hilariously, like painted in the bunker scene.
Yeah. Just so careful with your word choice and your misgendering.
And I think that was more for, Yeah, just for the comedy sake of it, because they just bring up all the talking points that was in the zeitgeist, political zeitgeist, I guess. Even if you didn't follow politics,
you knew about it.
You were aware of everything. You were aware of the deplorables.
Yeah.
And I think that
makes me shudder.
This movie was still just as fun as the first time as I watched it. It didn't really downgrade in any way. It didn't. All the jokes still hit, and it's been so long since I watched it the first time. There's things that I forgot about. I mainly remember the Spike, the first brutal kill, because she falls in the spikes. She gets out like Shaun of the Dead style.
Yeah.
And then they start walking. Then they step on a mine. She gets back in the spike. She's half a body now. And then you got Ike Barinholtz, and she's like, "Shoot me." And he's like, "I'm not going to shoot you." He's like, "Snowflake," takes the gun and shoots herself in the head.
herself.
Which I thought was pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
Because you're half a body. You're going to die soon anyway.
She wouldn't even be conscious at the time. She wouldn't even be alive after the first spike killing because it went through the middle of her chest. That would have been an instant kill. Unrealistic.
Yeah. This movie, unrealistic. I would never, this would never happen.
That would never.
And then the whole, it was like kind of a throwaway, smaller line. Somebody mentions it was like, yeah, it's Manorgate. They already got water and pizza. Obviously Manor's next.
Yeah. Great.
And then I totally forgot about the train part of it, and they meet up with actual military and actual immigrants.
Yeah.
And then she gets caught up in that whole situation, but then goes back on a mission to essentially to get payback.
The reveal is so funny when he turns out that he's actually...
Oh, because it's so convincing.
Yeah, he's so convincing. And he's like, he's a fucking crisis actor.
I don't think they believe you.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother thing. It's like crisis actors are such a ridiculous concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was a crisis actor.
Yeah.
And he's like, they got a baby, man.
Yeah. They got crisis babies.
There's crisis babies.
Why can't Ethan Suplee play not a racist?
I don't know.
I know it's only American History X in this, but
Yeah. Still.
This was when he was in his getting fit stage.
Mm-hmm.
He had thinned out a little bit. And he was more hulking, strong. But Betty Gilpin's character, Crystal, is such a weird character.
Yeah.
Even though she was she has obviously military background, I felt like she was like the white version of like Erin Pierre in Rebel Ridge.
Oh, okay.
Like, because she's so, you don't know her background really at all, other than that she was in the military. I
took her more like the girl Sharni Vinson from You're Next.
Maybe, yeah. But like she's
but crazy,
kind of unassuming. But like she's so quirky.
Back home, I'm just like,
yeah. It's so weird.
I didn't understand.
Is she saying that she's crazy? Is she saying that
she's wound up and wants to snap?
Yeah. And she's from the South, and she has like a Megyn Kelly type of look to her. Like you would assume that because she's with among these people, and she has sort of this white blonde girl. She's from the South, so you would assume something about her,
right?
Which the movie wants you to think that, right? But she's just like ends up being this person who just happens to be undecided, unregistered, no affiliation whatsoever.
Yeah,
I just don't think she likes people in general, because she gets herself out of the gag, makes a makeshift compass out of the needle and the floating leaf, the needle on her like name tag or whatever it was.
Which I'm confused how that works, because which way of the needle do you go?
I mean, don't you?
How do you know which way is north?
Don't you need a magnet for the?
No, you create static electricity on your shirt, and then you put it on a leaf and let it float, and it'll point north.
Oh,
yeah, you just don't know which way is south and which way is north.
Yeah, you're going north and south. I guess at that point you have to figure out the sun.
But they're in Croatia, so
she didn't know that.
Yeah,
at the time anyway.
Well, but they're not.
But either way, right when she does that, all these other people are like, "Oh, great, you got out. Can you help?" Oh, she's gone. She's just fucking gone. She's like, "Oh yeah,
yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, I don't know you.
I'm gonna sleep for 18 hours, and I wake up, and there's other people that were shanghaied with me, and I'm just gonna bounce."
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, from beginning to end, it's like just a fun movie, and it's funny, it's violent, it's actiony, and you're kind of, I mean, the trailer kind of shows you everything. I feel like tells you everything, but
I didn't see the trailer before we watched the movie. Luckily,
no, I didn't. I just heard about it.
These trailers suck, man. They should give you the whole thing.
And so going into it, I was like, yeah, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen next? Where's this going? And then the reveals and twists are all, I think, really well done. And then you get a glimpse into kind of the other people's lives and their backgrounds.
Yeah,
and there's some like I don't want to say not bait and switch, but like with Dawn and her in the bunker, and
that was good.
And he's like, it's okay, Dawn. Like she knows already.
She knows, yeah. I kind of figured that was the case because they made it so obvious.
Yeah,
like the way the story was written, you're like, she's really gonna out him like that? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then the final scene, the final like fight scene.
Oh yeah, Tyler, you didn't like that fight scene?
It's okay.
I think people severely underestimate how hard it is to shoot a fight scene that's that entertaining and fun and engaging and creative.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it's.
She hits her in the head with a floating wood lighting fixture.
Yeah,
and it thunks on her head.
Yeah, that was like a really well shot and made fight scene. It was engaging. It had like kind of an upgrade thing where the camera follows the action. But
they stopped to catch their breath.
Yeah,
I did like that. I did like the catching of breath.
Yeah, really interesting.
Why is that interesting? Why is that interesting?
And then the end of the movie when she like was kind of strange. She just after she kills her, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of like she puts on the dress. She fixes herself up, and then she
just walks on the plane like it's no big deal.
She flies out of there.
Good for her.
And
good for her.
And I still had a really fun time with it. And Deanna enjoyed it as well.
Nice, good.
Yeah.
I will say though, this movie is pretty magnetic because I didn't find myself wanting to like go on my phone or like look elsewhere. The pacing of the movie is just really perfect, and for what the story is, even though I didn't particularly like the subject matter of the political aspect of it, but like watching the movie, it's like it keeps you engaged like the whole time.
Yeah, so this was directed by Craig Zobel, who has directed quite a few things.
I haven't seen any of his older stuff.
So Compliance, he directed in 2012, is a very unsettling movie about a fast food worker who's held hostage by just someone on the phone who says he's the police.
Yeah.
And that's worth a watch. I'd recommend that. And then he directed like music videos, and he's directed TV shows like American Gods, The Leftovers, Westworld, Mayor of Easttown, and most recently The Penguin. Some episodes of The Penguin. So he's involved with some pretty popular stuff. And then Damon Lindelof is a writer for this movie.
I didn't know that.
He's one of the writers, along with Nick Cuse. Damon Lindelof wrote Prometheus, Lost, also The Leftovers, the Watchmen series, and a bunch of other stuff. So notable people involved with this project, and it's a well produced. Even though like a lot of the cast, maybe say for like Hilary Swank and Glenn Howerton, pretty like indie cast, I would say. Not like big names, but people you would recognize.
Yeah,
I forgot Macon Blair was in this.
Yeah,
kind of probably one of the more indie people in it.
There's one scene that has a line read of the decade for me, and I'm going to play the clip right now.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
This is in the near the beginning of the movie, once Betty Gilpin goes into the fake convenience store that they've set up to trap these deplorables. 3 of them are already dead, and she comes in after the fact, and she's trying to buy cigarettes from the nice old lady behind the counter that says she's in the great state of Arkansas. And then she realizes something is up. You don't know why. She gives her
she asks for
the cigarettes and her change back, and then she promptly smashes her head on the counter and jumps into action. So here's the clip. kills an old man.
Cigarettes in Arkansas only cost $6. You fucked up, bitch.
Yeah, that was a,
Oh my god, it's so fun.
she delivers that. She punches that line.
You fucked up, bitch. And then speaking of, I put a post out on Twitter to ask some of our friends over there what they thought. And one person's from Screen Notes at Screen Notes _ says it was serviceable yet forgettable. More on the Tyler side. I asked if it was underrated or overrated, and Joe Bridges says it's rated. Faux Bravo says it's fine, probably rated exactly how it should be. And he says, I like it, I just don't need to see it again. But also, if I was in a cheap movie bin at Walmart, I might pick up a copy.
That's crazy.
Binge Lord Dan says it's a comedy from the opening scene, and thinking it is anything else does the brilliance of the writing and directing a huge disservice. It happily takes the piss out of both sides of the political spectrum, and if it doesn't make you laugh out loud, then you're doing life wrong. Thanks, Binge Lord Dan. And then Heather Sachs, our best friend, says, I really enjoyed it. Betty Gilpin absolutely killed it in this movie. I did find it hilarious, though, that they thought Hilary Swank was a big enough star to do the whole hide and reveal thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Yeah.
She was like, you don't see her on the plane. Do you see her face on the plane? She kills the guy with the stiletto heel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you see her face though?
I don't know if you do.
I don't know, but either way, they're definitely like playing with hiding who she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is strange for someone like Hilary Swank.
It's like, oh, it's Hilary Swank.
Well, they probably didn't have the budget for her.
Well, no, what I'm saying is like she's definitely her. It's the back of her head.
Attractive, yes. Hot, no.
I don't know, man. In that kitchen scene at the end, her little like
Talking about grilled cheeses.
hiding or like hunting outfit she was wearing. It was a smoke show.
I don't know.
And then on the Facebook page, same question on the Facebook page, Ken Cunningham from Cinematics says, overrated. The ending is so contrived, it ruins the whole movie. I asked him to specify, because I was curious what part.
Yeah.
Was it the fact that she got the wrong person the whole time?
Mm-hmm.
Was it the whole snowball exchange and making Betty Gilpin seem like, or Crystal, seem like she was smarter than we thought she was? Or was it the part that she goes onto the plane? And he says, it was the fact that there was no hunt before the rumors of the hunt.
Oh.
Yeah, which I thought that was a great part of the writing
Yeah.
concept.
I
never thought that there was a hunt
Yeah.
until they got fucked over and they're like, fuck it, we're going to hunt these people now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I do like that concept.
They just like, we're going to make this thing because you guys convinced everybody else that it's real.
You wished for it to be real, you caused this. Like, that's what they said, or something like that. Jack, who is in the chat right now, cleaning his apartment for Thanksgiving, Australian Thanksgiving. He says, ooh, I'm excited. Hopefully I'll catch the back end of the live show. And then we talked about time zones for a while.
And Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Stevie says, Maple Syrup Don says, I love this movie. It's fantastic. Betty Gilpin is tops. She is just awesome.
She's just the tops.
She's the tits. She's Tits McGee.
She's got tits.
Yeah.
Her, like, when she was taking her jacket off after she killed those two old people, I was like, oh my God. Her waist is like this big.
Yeah.
I was like, are those her real proportions?
I think, well,
Built like Mewtwo. But not really. Mewtwo with tits.
Me and Brianna were talking about that because I was like, her chest is so big compared to compared to her tiny waist. And we were talking about it. I think that she had like a extra structured bra on or something like that.
Padded bra.
Yeah,
Like a push-up bra?
Not necessarily padded or push-up, but it's just structured. So like holds.
It's just more rigid.
It holds the cup, the circular shape more. Because when she's standing there, just like that silhouette is almost cartoonish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when she puts the
Jessica Rabbit.
yeah, exactly. She puts a sequin dress on at the end, like a black Jessica Rabbit dress.
Yeah.
It's not quite as stark,
robust.
Yeah. Still like shocking, but also I never drinking champagne and thought this is fucking fantastic. Maybe it's the whole encapsulation of she's on the plane and the caviar flying out of this bad situation. She got this Afghan dog she's petting right there.
Yeah.
And she's drinking alcohol.
Drinking $250,000 bottle of wine.
Yeah, the heat sick.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. I mean, I like champagne.
Do you?
Yeah.
Who likes champagne?
Do you?
Yeah.
Who likes champagne?
I
I'm
like.
gay.
I couldn't have said it better myself. No, dude, champagne is really good. But the thing is, like, you know what I find weird is like if someone says I like champagne, but they like drink it alone or like not on a
drinking champagne alone?
I don't know. See, that's the thing. That's a red flag you have to look for in people. Like,
Okay.
What's your favorite drink? Champagne. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I like to drink it like, like at special occasions. Like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go home after work today and
Have you ever met somebody that does that?
not yet. But
But if I do, I'll never talk to him again.
actually no, there is someone. I did meet someone at a bar like a while ago who said
drink champagne.
they would drink champagne and watch TV like after work.
Fancy.
That's why
With a raspberry inside.
I'm just like, wow, okay, that's
I drink champagne.
quite the habit.
The champagne of beers.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love
yeah,
the champagne and beers.
but
MGD, right? No, High Life. Sorry, High Life. I like MGD and High Life.
gross.
Fuck that shit. Pabst Blue Ribbon. Oh god.
Pabst Blue Ribbon, it's basically like a water bottle.
It's a Blue Velvet reference.
I know. Heineken.
But
Any more people?
Those are all the comments.
Okay.
but yeah, the pacing of this movie is like near perfect. There's no lull in any scene, like at all.
You heard it here first. The Hunt is a perfect movie, according to Tyler.
I said perfect pacing.
Oh, okay.
Perfect pacing.
Ah, fucking liberals.
And then really, what really caught my attention, I already mentioned this in my initial thoughts, but what really grabbed me into this movie was the train sequence. Like the whole of them like going away on a train. Because then it takes a turn for, okay, well, they're not too far away from society. Like they're pretty dang close to like a normal world.
What are you saying? That Croatia is not normal?
Civilization.
Well, I mean, because you're questioning
I have
everyone.
a question about that.
What?
Why are they feeding the people at this train depot?
It's a Geneva Convention.
Are these like POWs or like?
Well, I mean,
It could
people
be like
got to eat.
Could be the border. It's like they're feeding them well.
They're not Nazis.
But I'm just saying they got gruel just ready to go.
Gruel sandwiches.
I mean,
They're probably
do they always have gruel on deck there?
What is gruel anyway?
Gruel omelets.
It's what they were eating.
What? No, but what is gruel?
It's slop.
Define
But what's slop?
It's slop.
Okay, ingredients.
What are the
Whatever
ingredients of
you
gruel?
got.
Whatever you got.
Gotta be sloppy though.
whatever they were eating in the Matrix.
Yeah, that's gruel.
Okay.
Brianna recently started making me gruel.
Here's your gruel sandwich.
She had this.
fucking
She got
cunt.
this new. A piece of shit. Eat your gruel. Your gruel burrito. No, it's I call it gruel. She hates that I call it gruel, but
What's it? Just oatmeal? What is it?
no, it's basically like
cereal?
Like it's like wet rice.
Oh,
It's
like rice porridge.
It's like rice porridge. It's overcooked rice
Yeah.
that's basically cooked for way longer than you normally would, and with way more water, so it turns into like a
mush.
like a mush, like a gruel.
Why are you eating that?
Like a gruel.
She got the kanji is the Korean recipe.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's other stuff in there too, vegetables and meat and stuff like that. So when we get a rotisserie chicken from Costco, we got all this extra leftover chicken and we put it in the gruel.
Oh, okay.
Cook the chicken into the gruel, and then it's good for leftovers because you just heat up a bowl of gruel, and you don't have
I'm
to think-
having gruel for dinner.
She hates that I call it that.
Why?
Because she's like,
Don't call it gruel.
don't call it gruel. I'm like, yeah, but I like your gruel.
Your gruel's good.
Your slop is delicious. It's the best slop I've had all week.
Of the slop I've had, this is the best.
Yeah.
You want to know what the sad part about this movie though is the character Don.
Dawn.
Obviously he's a double agent. He's playing the other side.
Is he?
Well, yeah.
But is he?
Is
he?
Yeah, he is. That's why he dies.
I don't know. I don't think so.
What do you mean you don't?
Because they leave it ambiguously because she's like when they meet
When they get in the house.
she's like Hilary Swank is like, did you believe that Don was on
On my side?
on my side? Well, maybe he was, maybe he wasn't.
Yeah, she goes, I did. Was he? She goes, maybe he was. Maybe he wasn't.
Oh, that's such a cop out. No, he was definitely on. He was. She was just trying to fuck with her.
No, I don't know if he was.
I don't know. I think that she got her to. I think she got Crystal to kill one of her own. But she's not. She doesn't have a team anyways.
Regardless,
She's a lone wolf.
The reason why I say it's sad is because like I've known people in real life like Dawn.
I think everybody has.
And it's
Everybody's got an Uncle Don.
and it's just
It's true. Deanna has an Uncle Don.
oh my god.
Although she doesn't call him her uncle.
But what about him is sad?
Well, it's just like, like being so brainwashed by like propaganda to the point where like you have a majority of humans not respecting you.
How is Don different than all the other characters though?
Well, because he's very eccentric. He's not grounded in reality. A lot of the other conservatives that are being
I'm listening.
that are being hunted, they have a head on their shoulders at least.
So Ethan Suplee peddling conspiracy theories on his podcast.
The Crisis Babies.
Saying there's crisis babies.
No, that's
Grounded in reality.
That's the exception, though. Yeah. Don and Ethan Suplee's character.
Okay.
I didn't even recognize him.
What about Ike Barinholtz's character when he says he has 9 guns or whatever?
Yeah.
It just seemed like he was a proud gun-owning American.
That interaction when he's in the shop and he's like, "Why do you need 9 guns?" Hey, isn't it? So they're just exercising their right against you, right?
Yeah, that was his line delivery was really good in that scene.
I have a question. Another question. Was all the food poisoned and just hope that they would just eat the food?
I mean, possibly. I mean, because he like drinks the soda, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess that wasn't actually poison.
It wasn't
a
actual
joke. It's like
poison.
there's
Yeah.
like 100 grams of sugar in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a funny.
But was like the
that's funny.
donuts and all the stuff, they were all poisoned.
I mean,
How did they know they'd go for the donuts? I guess they would have to rig everything.
everything would have to be poisoned.
yeah.
And then they just won't eat that stuff.
What a waste of food. They call themselves liberals and they're wasting food with putting poison in it.
They're killing people.
I know they're murderers, but they're also wasting food.
Wasting food. Come on.
They're starving kids in Africa.
Exactly.
They're closer to Africa now than they were before. They can deliver this food right over
They
the.
could have just dropped it off.
Yeah. What's their problem? I mean, not the donuts because those are poisonous, but
I like the crossing guard guys eating the pickled eggs. Guys just eating a jar of pickled
the
eggs.
Croatian military guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never had a pickled egg before.
It's delicious.
Oh.
You ever had a pickle before? Just say
You've never had a pickle?
Yes, I have.
I'm gay.
Thank you for catching on to the joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just it tastes like an egg with a pickle.
Oh,
It's not quite it.
okay.
Not quite like that. It's more like a briny egg.
That sounds like a pickle egg.
You gotta eat it.
You gotta try it.
Apparently,
man.
the red comes from beets.
The red?
The red because it's a pink egg. He's eating the pink egg.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's the water, the brine is dyed with beets. I think
You know, I didn't even see that guy, so
he was the whole one talking to her the whole time. He's like,
Oh, I didn't
What
realize-
do you think you are?
I didn't look at what he was eating.
This guy keeps
Yeah.
eating like these eggs.
Yeah, he's like the border agent or
Yeah.
something.
I felt bad for Crystal for the whole time in the movie. She's just trying to get one smoke and she never get it.
Yeah.
I thought when she asked, "Can I get one of those?" I thought she was asking for the egg, and he took his cigarette away. He's like,
He's
"No,
like, nope.
no,
No.
It's like, you asshole.
I would have wanted the egg."
No. Done.
She's
done.
She's so dumb. She could have had the egg. She had to settle for gruel the next scene.
Gruel. And then I like with Don, he's like, a little more. Come on, a little more.
Yeah.
Man.
Hey man, top me off, man. I ain't skin and bones like the rest of these.
Yeah. Anything specifically that you guys want to talk about? I would go through some trivia.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I got some trivia.
We already talked about the delayed thing and about COVID. A lot of references to Animal Farm. The pig in this movie was treated as an equal on set, and it had full access to all the catered meals. While Athena's shipwreck champagne Heidsieck actually exists, the name also works as a play on words regarding the film's plot, hide, seek. the names of the characters, or most of the characters, are never revealed. At best, there's only Crystal's nicknames for them, with an occasional contribution from other characters. Staten Island Dawn, Shut the Fuck Up Gary, Yoga Pants, Target, Vanilla Nice. That was good. If you watch subtitles, it said it. Vanilla Nice. Big Red, Ma, Pop, The Doctor, Liberty, Dead Sexy, Randy, Flight Attendant, Not Stewardess, Kelly. That's all one. Flight Attendant, Not Stewardess, Kelly. Crisis Mike, Bandana Man, and Dino. That's a different name. I guess it shares a lot of similarities with Bacurau, the Brazilian film Bacurau, which won apparently.
I've seen that one.
Which won the jury prize at the 2019 Cannes Film Festival and was nominated for the Palme d'Or and the Queer Palm.
Queer Palm.
Queer Palm. I don't know.
My nickname in college.
Is it a queer movie?
Queer Palm. What, Bacurau?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Maybe there might have been like one or two gay characters.
There's one gay guy in it.
This doesn't seem anything like Bacurau, by the way.
I have no context of that.
That fact is not a fact.
It's a trivia.
Okay.
By the way, are these things this is written by people, right? Just like regular ass people?
I think, I think so.
I don't think they're written by people involved. I think maybe they're written by people involved in the movie.
Maybe it was like shot in the same area. I think the story has nothing to do with it, but
yeah. But yeah. I mean, anything else?
I like the sergeant who's in the bunker who basically is giving the liberals military guidance.
The training.
Yeah, he's giving the training. He's pretty good. His character is short-lived, but I feel like more of a real person than any of the other caricatures.
Yeah.
He's just a dude that surprisingly wasn't even getting paid for it.
Yeah.
He was owed a favor to Athena.
Yeah.
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 Which we don't get any context for that, right?
No. It's fine. Didn't need it. Hour and a half, tight movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, like the company that she worked for, obviously like $1 billion company. The reveal is that she gets laid off because there's a leak in the group chat from somebody else who was in that group chat, and his shit was hacked, and along with his like dick pics, was their chat regarding the hunt. And I guess there was already rumors that of the hunt.
That's why they were joking about it, was because people were accusing them, and it's like, it's almost like if you were in the real world, let's just say, I don't know, Hillary Clinton and fucking Bernie Sanders are texting each other, and they're like, hey, want to get pizza later? And they're like, hey, why don't we hit up that our favorite spot with the basement floor, the false floor, where we can go into there.
Just making a joke.
LOL, and then the conversation moves on to something else.
Yeah, and then that gets leaked.
And they're like, "This confirmed it."
Babies. MAGAs, Proud Boys, what have you.
That's what you sound like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then the group chat gets revealed because that, like, the beginning of the movie is the text message exchange, and like, did you see what our rat fuck president just did? And then it's a kind of a weird joke to make. Like, good thing we got the hunt going on.
Yeah, exactly.
But I guess in the context of like this, the hunt is a thing that has been manifested,
joked about, or talked about
by these Republicans. They're like, she's just leaning into that and just poking fun.
I think the behind the scenes stuff about the movie is probably more interesting than a lot of movies, how movies are made, just because it was pushed back because of the shooting, and then it was released, and then COVID shut down all the movie theaters, and it's like, fucking poor movie. Poor Jason Blum of Blumhouse.
Yeah.
Was it a Blumhouse movie?
I don't know if it was a Blumhouse movie, but he produced it.
Oh, okay.
Budget was $14 million. It made $10 million worldwide.
Damn.
I know. Bad timing, dude. Bad timing. I wonder if it would have found an audience.
I mean, it went straight to like rental after pandemic went like full force.
I don't know. When you piss both sides off equally, maybe you get both sides not wanting to watch the movie.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like by the end of the movie, I feel like the liberals end up looking worse.
I agree.
Than the Republicans.
Because at least the Republicans are just, in the context of the movie, are just spouting wild nothings and like conspiracy theories, while the Democrats in this movie are actually doing the killing.
Yeah, because you think when she's going through it and she's fighting this woman who is explaining why she did everything, and like we did it because they thought we were hunting humans, and she's like, you are hunting humans. but I was before. It almost seems like you could assume something about her as like, well, I'm not gonna, if she was like maybe a dumber person, if like, well, I'm not gonna be liberal because liberals are like these people, so she would go the opposite direction.
Yeah.
But because she seems like she is
very
somewhat level-headed, other than like she seems kind of like kind of
I'm just gonna go back there and
yeah. That someone else would go like, well, I'm gonna go the opposite direction of that because those people hunt people for sport, because they don't agree with the things that they things that they believe in.
Yeah.
So like in that way, in that regard, it does paint liberals, Democrats, whatever, blue people, a little bit worse than the right wingers. I think,
I'm just sad. Yeah.
Fucking liberals.
I hear you. I'm just sad that Betty Gilpin's not in more because everything she's been in has been TV.
Really?
Since then. She was in the Tomorrow War immediately after this, that Amazon Prime movie with Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
And then Red Frontier podcast series, Roar, a TV series, Gaslit mini TV series, Mrs. Davis TV miniseries, Skull Island TV series, Three Women. Yeah. I heard that's actually pretty good too.
Is that like Kong? Oh,
It's
okay.
in that universe. I think it's animated.
Oh.
Yeah, it's animated. She does like a bunch of voices. And then Three Women TV series and her upcoming movies, or upcoming projects, American Primeval TV miniseries, Death by Lightning TV series.
He's in a lot of TV series.
Untitled Nurse Jackie sequel TV miniseries, and no movies.
That's crazy.
That sucks, man.
I mean, she's getting a lot of work.
I know. She's great.
What else was she in before The Hunt?
Let's see here. A Dog's Journey. The Grudge. The 2019 The Grudge.
Oh, okay.
Future 38. I don't know. Incident Romantic. Bunch of TV series. True Story. Nothing that I can. TV series.
Wow.
TV series.
That's kind of crazy.
The Northern Kingdom. Yeah. She just got plucked up and put in this thing and just fucking blew me away.
Very few movies.
Yeah, she's great in this.
A lot of series.
Yeah. I got nothing else to say though.
Okay. Tyler, do you have anything to add?
No,
say?
Not really. No.
No? Okay.
I was a little bit more coherent in this review.
Just a little.
I think we can all agree that we really enjoyed this movie and this was a masterful piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, then let's get into some grades. Pete. How do you grade this super fun movie?
Super fun.
Before you do that, any detractors? Anything you didn't like about it? Anything you wish they did more of differently?
I'm hard pressed to think of any. I think that the pacing's really good and it's super fun.
What would make it perfect?
I don't know.
We'll make it a 10 out of 10, an A+.
I couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. I guess that's why I'm not making movies, baby. Another 20 minutes. No, I'm just kidding. It's
More pigs. More pigs with skirts on.
I guess. Explain the whole Animal Farm thing to me because I didn't read the book.
The relative.
Yeah.
How it relates.
They do with it. They talk about how Snowball's an idealist and all this kind of stuff. And I like that, but maybe if I knew the book, it would have hit a little harder for me because they're talking in like very specific character.
You read Animal Farm?
Yeah, I know.
I read it in high school.
I think I don't know. I got no critiques about it. I'm going to give it an A-.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, really, really fun. I do not own it on physical media, and I don't know if it exists.
On physical media?
Yeah, but I kind of want to remedy that. I found it's a podcast I follow. I can't remember which one on Twitter. That is, he buys all of his. It might be it might be Film Shake, the retro movie podcast. Anyways, every movie they cover, he buys it on VHS and adds it to his VHS collection. I'm like, that'd be great. I thought about doing that a long time ago, but I'm not going to buy music. There's no fucking way I'm going to buy music, the DVD.
Oh, yeah.
Or Veronica.
What? Or plenty of other movies.
A lot of other movies that we've covered on this fucking show.
Yeah.
Blue.
I mean,
Kablooey.
because we just covered. I totally forgotten about that movie.
That was Milk's pick.
Was it? Oh, yeah, it
Milk's pick,
was.
yeah. He got they got an honorary pick because they were our Man of Steel guest.
Weren't we supposed to do another hentai with them?
Maybe, yeah.
I remember there was talks about doing that.
There was, yeah.
We did one.
Yeah, and that's
That's a shame.
That was fun.
yeah.
Next time we're gonna do it shirtless.
Yeah.
I wanted
review-
that was tame. That wasn't even. I wouldn't even consider that a hentai.
I know they went easy on us.
Let's just review a porn.
Okay, why not? Taboo 2. That was it's Adam Carolla's favorite porn to talk about from his childhood.
Taboo 2.
It's about incest.
Yes, I know.
Just find your favorite video, and then we'll
right.
discuss why you like it.
All right, what genre though? Are we talking redheads? Are we talking POV? What
No, just any of that. Overall.
All right. Anyways, A- for me. Love the Hunt. Everyone should watch it.
Okay.
Even if you hate it, watch it.
Even if you're a Republican.
Yeah.
You should definitely watch it.
Even if you're a Democrat, watch it too.
Even if you're my mom.
Even if you're Canadian, watch it.
Even if you're Australian.
If you're an undecided voter, definitely watch it.
If you're Australian and you love Thanksgiving, you should you should watch it.
If you're Canadian and it's Boxing Day, you should watch it too.
Yeah. Did they do Boxing Day there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the day after Christmas or something. I don't know.
No,
I'm pretty sure they invented Boxing Day and boxing.
They invented Boxing Day, eh?
God bless.
Anyway, Tyler.
I will give this movie a solid C. Oh yeah. Although I'm not the biggest fan of the movie, I found myself engaged.
You're engaged? Congratulations.
Please clap.
I found this movie I found this movie engaging, and the pacing was just perfect. And I wish that there was more creative deaths. I think that would have probably bumped my grade up if there was more deaths, more violent deaths. His brother was buzzsawed to death.
Not the grenade in the pants. It didn't do.
That was fun.
That was a creative one, but like
It was a bloody explosion.
He blew up like he was a dry ice bomb.
yeah. But yeah, solid C.
All right. Me, what do I think? I think that, yeah, it's hard for me to find something that I don't enjoy about it. I think it's like from beginning to end a very fun and funny and comedic movie. And it's weird that it seems like a lot of the opinions of our peers are like, yeah, it was okay, forgettable, maybe. It just seems like, I don't know.
It's way above average in my opinion.
I don't know.
Come on, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Why are you asking me?
I don't know. But yeah, I really, really enjoy it. And it has a lot of rewatchability, I think, especially with like, if you were to watch it with someone who hasn't seen it before. Very fun, like Friday night, Saturday night movie. Yeah, I think I'm similar to Pete, A- as well. I don't know what would make it go up further than that. Like I can't find anything necessarily wrong with it.
Yeah.
But I also don't know what to do to make it better. It just doesn't have that je ne sais quoi.
That extra like umami to it.
Yeah. Maybe it's more of if it was like a technical thing they would have had.
Yeah,
like
that's kind of what I was thinking.
more like creative shots, one takes or something like that.
Yeah.
That fight scene at the end was really cool, and the way it was shot.
Yeah.
Maybe if there's a little bit more of that. Do like some like wanted shit, like Curve the Bullet type stuff.
Oh my God.
I don't know. But yeah, it was A- for sure. But
You want me to, I had a couple reviews from our actual listeners. Do you want to read some of them?
oh, okay, sure.
So Josh G from Your Next Favorite Movie podcast, 4 stars. A very violent, dark comedy, and I loved it. Between this and Glow, I'm really starting to like Betty Gilpin. Can't wait to see what she does next. Sorry, Josh, it ain't movies.
Unless you like TV shows,
Yeah.
miniseries.
Unless you like watching fucking movies. Let's see who else we got here. People I know. Listen, Stu from the Stu World Order podcast, 3.5 stars. I'm not going to lie, I had a few solid chuckles out of this one. There are genuinely funny moments throughout, good surprises, and delightful climactic fight scene at the end. Overall, there is more good than bad. As story, it's a less smart version of South Park, trying to take the piss out of both far and left Far right and far left, everybody except the main character is a character of what either side thinks the other is. But oh well, I laughed and I enjoyed the big brawl at the end. And Jack, he just rated it 4 stars. Ken Cunningham gave it 2.5. I figured he would have given it lower than that. Oh my gosh. And our old pal Michael Elliott rated it.
Oh,
Yes.
Michael Elliott.
Yes.
Out of 4 stars.
Out of 4, he gave it 3,
Wow.
which is pretty good for him.
Yeah.
That's a C.
Yeah, that's a good, well,
75%.
yeah, I guess so. And then let's see here. And then Dan, Binge Lord Dan, he says he rated it twice, 5 stars twice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, his first review says, I had so much fun watching this. There was some good gore, some unexpected kills, and most importantly, the absolute best final fight that I've ever seen.
Really?
Betty Gilpin does a fantastic job carrying the film, and her facial expressions are priceless. It takes your next and adds a better budget and some more accomplished actors. A much watch for fans of human prey genre. Yeah, that's good.
Human prey genre.
Yeah, I think he gave it 4.5 on the first one and 5 on the second watch. Bruce Perky gave it 4 stars.
Nice.
Joe Bridges 3.5. Jason from Binge Movies 3.5. Andrew Martin 4 stars.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Anything else?
No.
Nope.
But now that's off the wheel. The hunt is off the wheel. And now it's time for the wheel.
1 wheel, 8 slots, 3 hosts. This is the Wheel of Destiny.
All right. The hunt is off the wheel, and Joseph already told us what's happening.
Huh?
Paul Blart.
Oh, no. On one slot.
Oh, you only on one slot?
Only on one slot.
Well, what happens when we're going to watch one and then a different movie?
Huh? Yeah.
Okay.
Freaking Paul Blart, man.
You're on my list. You're on my list now, Joseph.
All right.
Okay. All right. What's
Paul Blart 1 and 2 as one movie.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Please.
Part 2. Paul Blart Part 2. That'd be hilarious if it was Part 2.
Just Part 2.
It's not a sequel. It's a continuation.
Yeah. All right,
Don't call it a sequel.
what are you putting it on the wheel?
All right. The hunt is off the wheel, and I am replacing it with The Hunt.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, hell yeah. Nice. We had a number of comments saying, oh, I wish it was The Other Hunt.
And now it is.
Dallas wanted us to review the Mads Mikkelsen Hunt. Jack wanted us to review the Mads Mikkelsen
I've never
Hunt.
seen it, and I've heard it's good.
Ooh. And we know that Tyler hasn't.
And I love Mads.
It's got subtitles in it.
I think
And he can't read.
I know this is gonna be.
He's like, shit. There's no dubs.
I'm gonna have to go to some night classes.
He's gonna be watching the movie like,
What's happening? What are they saying?
I'm gonna have someone dictate it to me.
I would be so funny if Tyler had when they get a deaf interpreter of the sign languages, but they just read it and then tell him. read the subtitles and then say it out
so
loud.
Mads
to you.
Mikkelsen is saying this. The other guy in the room is saying this now.
Well, he can see the screen. He knows who's talking.
I'm not blind.
It's like when you're watching a foreign movie that's subtitled and then someone gets up to like grab something from the kitchen. I'll read out loud what the subtitles are so Rihanna doesn't miss anything when
You're
she's
so
like
polite.
mulling around the kitchen. She's like, I can see from here. I'm like, how can you see from here? The TV doesn't turn that way. Anyways. All right, the hunt, the second hunt, or I guess the first hunt.
The first hunt.
Yeah, the first.
That's
The original hunt.
That's the Mission Impossible prequel series, the first hunt.
Yeah.
Ethan Hunt.
But this would be, if it landed on mine, we couldn't do it.
Nah, Joseph is banned for next week.
Yes.
2-term limit, 2 movies in a row. All right, so we're going to recap this on the wheel. Paul Blart, first part, and then the next part. The Hunt from Joseph. Lars and the Real Girl from listener Chris. Identity from listener Ryan.
Ooh, that's good for Halloween.
Is it?
Identity? Yeah.
Oh, cool, nice. Falling in Love like in movies from Pete. Olympus Has Fallen from Pete. Broadcast News from Tyler. And Cyrus from Tyler.
Nice.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to spin this. This is what we do next week.
Oh. What? I can't see. What is it? I don't know what it says. Olympus Has Fallen? Or Falling in Love Like Movies?
I think it was.
Olympus Has Fallen.
Olympus.
It
has
was
fallen.
Olympus Has Fallen.
Oh man, am I gonna go in a drought?
I am the law. Yes, Jerry Butts.
Another politically charged movie.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. Olympus. Has fallen.
I get this confused with
White House Down.
Yes. Is it similar?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
Sounds like
I've never seen either one of them actually. Okay, this is streaming on NBC and USA.
Like what is this?
Yeah. All right. So the synopsis says, when the White House Secret Service code Olympus is captured by a terrorist mastermind and the president is kidnapped, disgraced former presidential guard Mike Banning finds himself trapped within the building. As the national security team scrambles to respond, they are forced to rely on Banning's inside knowledge to help retake the White House, save the president, and avert an even bigger disaster.
Banning?
Mike Banning.
Is that the name of the character?
Yep, Mike Banning.
Played by Channing Tatum?
No.
Oh.
Mike Banning Tatum. It's Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Is White House Down Channing? Wait, isn't one of them Channing Tatum?
Yeah, I think it's a White House Down. I think that's Channing
I
Tatum.
thought that was Gerard Butler.
No, I'm looking right at it. Channing Tatum's White House Down.
Oh, okay.
Roland Emmerich directed that one, White House Down, and it's Channing Tatum and Jamie Foxx as the president. This one has...
Jamie Foxx is the president.
Yeah, and this one is Gerard Butler as Mike Banning and Morgan Freeman as the president.
Why is it so similar?
I don't know. It's like Dante's Peak and Inferno.
White House is down.
Same year.
Olympus has fallen down.
Yeah.
And they can't get up.
Same year, 2013, also both movies.
What the fuck? It's like a Dante's Peak volcano
is. It's like
situation.
this- Yeah, it's Armageddon and Deep Impact.
Wow.
This is directed by Anton Fuqua. Written,
Another one was Roland Emmerich.
yeah. Written by Katrin Benedict.
I get
and
confused with
Cretan Rothenberger.
I get confused with I get Robert Zemeckis and Roland Emmerich confused in their movies. I feel like they both make like epic.
Robert Zemeckis?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he makes like natural disaster movies, right?
No, he made Back to the Future.
Really?
Yeah, and like Polar Express, Pinocchio.
I don't know. Their names are so similar.
Roland Emmerich, Robert Zemeckis.
Yeah.
So this is also starring Aaron Eckhart. Oh, he's the president. Morgan Freeman is Speaker of the House, Trumbull. Angela Bassett, Finley Jacobson, Dylan McDermott, Melissa Leo.
Dylan McDermott.
Mm-hmm. Dylan McDermott Mulroney. All right, cool. We'll watch that next week.
Sweet.
And why? Because there's a new movie out that's from the Has Fallen universe.
Is there?
Yeah. It's set in France.
There's London Has Fallen, right? That's the second one?
I think so.
Or is this the
Remember that news story I had a while ago? It was like from the from the Has Fallen universe.
What is stupid?
The Has Fallen cinematic universe.
I Has Fallen.
And listener Heather says that Olympus Has Fallen is really fun.
All right.
Okay.
So that's
why I hope so.
That's why we're watching it. So all right, we'll watch that next week.
Alrighty then.
Anything else?
No.
All right. Thank you to our cool ass yard duties over on Patreon. That's Javier, Heather, Michael, Steven, and Chris. And if you want to support us on the Patreon, you can do so at patreon.com/middleclassfilmclass or just watch and subscribe on the YouTube.
Please.
And we are going to do we'll pull names after this.
Yeah, it was the giveaway.
Yeah, I have a number of people shared on the Twitter. Not as many as I was thinking, but a number did. So you have a good chance if you shared.
A number of people.
A single digit number of people have shared. On the Facebook.
The odds are high.
Yeah, the Facebook and on the Twitter. We're going to combine those together. That's going to be one winner. I'm going to basically number them in order, 1 through 20 or whatever. And then we'll do a random number generator. I'll message that person directly that you won. And you can take your pick. For the YouTube, we're going to take a snapshot of the 720 subscribers we have right
40.
now. 740? Okay. So we have 740 subscribers right now. We'll do a random number generator there and then just put them in order. There's also a website where you can put in your channel name and pick a random subscriber. I was doing some research for this. So we'll do that. And that'll be a little bit harder. I think we're going to have to pick like 5 winners from there and then just put it in the comments of this video, tag all their names and say,
This video.
yeah, this video.
The one that we're in right now.
Yeah, the one we're in now. And basically say, hey, you won. You should contact us if you want to, claim your prize and pick your prize. Hey, Kevman's in the chat.
We still
Yes, Kevin, we're still going.
been going since noon.
Can you imagine?
9-hour stream, boys.
Kevin says if he wins, he's going to upload the movie to the cloud for everyone to watch.
We get to 1,000 subs, we'll do a 12-hour stream.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
1,000 subs, I'm making my best explosions of all time compilation video part 3.
1,000 subs, Pete and Tyler will kiss.
Yeah, that's right.
I know.
If 100,000 subs though.
Okay, well maybe.
Okay. All right. Anyways, let's get the hell out of here. Thank you for joining us on this super extended late edition Saturday night stream.
Saturday night edition.
Follow us next week as we review Olympus Has Fallen, starring Gerard Butler. Should be a good time. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/MCFC podcast, and send us an email, mcfcpodcast@gmail.com.
Follow us on Instagram at Middle Class Film Class and leave us a voicemail on our new voicemail number 209-283-1716.
It doesn't flow off the tongue as easily. No. Follow us on Twitter at Podcast MCFC and on TikTok at Middle Class Film Class.
All right, see you next time.
See ya.
See ya. Attractive, yes. Hot, no.
Class dismissed.
I gotta get out of here.
The bell doesn't dismiss you. I dismiss you.
You're free to go.
See you next week.
See you later.
See you later.
That's a wrap.
Great show.